Have you ever changed your clothes 3 times before leaving the house? Have you rehearsed a simple conversation in your head for hours, afraid of saying the wrong thing? Have you ever held back your dreams because of what people might say? This is the story of Maya, a young woman who lived her entire life inside an invisible prison. And the day she discovered the key to freedom changed everything. Maya was 28 years old, but she felt like she had been living in a cage since childhood. Every morning, she stood in front of her closet for 30 minutes, wondering, is this dress too bold? Will they think I'm trying too hard or not trying enough? She worked at a small marketing agency, but her brilliant ideas remained locked inside her notebook. During meetings, her heart would race every time she wanted to speak. The words would climb up her throat, then retreat. What if they laugh? What if I sound stupid? She would think, watching others present ideas half as good as hers. Her co-workers called her Quiet Maya. Her family called her the Careful One. But inside, Maya was screaming. She had dreams of starting her own business, of traveling alone, of wearing bright red lipstick just because she liked it. Yet every dream died the same death killed by the question, what will people think? At night, she would lie awake, replaying her day, analyzing every word she said, every gesture she made. Did I smile too much? Did I seem desperate? Did they notice my mistake? Her mind was an endless courtroom, and she was always on trial. One rainy Saturday morning, Maya's car broke down on a quiet street outside the city. She walked to a small cafe to wait for help. The place was almost empty, just an elderly woman sitting by the window, painting on a canvas. The woman's white hair was tied in a messy bun, and she wore paint-stained overalls covered in every color imaginable. She looked free. Maya ordered tea and sat down, trying not to stare. But the woman noticed. You're watching me, she said, not looking up from her canvas. Why? Maya's face burned. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't apologize for looking. The woman interrupted gently. I'm asking because you seem curious, not judgmental. There's a difference. Maya hesitated, then spoke quietly. Your clothes. Aren't you worried about the paint stains? The woman laughed, a warm sound that filled the cafe. Worried? Honey, I used to worry about everything. What I wore, what I said, what people thought. I spent 50 years living like a shadow, afraid of being seen. Then one day, I asked myself a question that changed my life. She finally looked up, her eyes clear and kind. Do you want to hear it? Maya nodded, unable to speak. The woman set down her brush. I asked myself, who are these people I'm so afraid of? And you know what I discovered? Every single person judging me was also being judged. Every single one. The woman who judges my clothes. Someone else judges her voice. The man who criticizes my choices. Someone else criticizes his success. The friend who questions my dreams. Someone else questions her worth. She picked up a small mirror from her table and held it toward Maya. Look at this. When you hold a mirror, what do you see? Myself, Maya whispered. Exactly. When people judge you, they're not really seeing you. They're holding up a mirror to their own fears, their own insecurities, their own limitations. A person who feels free doesn't need to judge others. A person who feels secure doesn't need to tear others down. When someone criticizes you, they're telling you their story, not yours. The woman returned to her painting, adding bold strokes of crimson. I learned this from my mother. She used to say, if you're scared of everyone's opinions, you're giving everyone your power. Think about it. How many people's opinions do you carry? 10, 20, 100? You're living your one life trying to please 100 different judges who all want different things. It's impossible. It's exhausting. And it's a waste of your beautiful, unrepeatable life. Maya felt something crack open inside her chest. But what if they're right? What if I really am too much, or too little, or just wrong? The woman smiled sadly. My dear girl, let me tell you a secret. There is no right way to be human. You know what happens when you finally stop worrying about their opinions? She paused, letting the question hang in the air. You discover your own, and that's when life actually begins. She reached into her bag and pulled out a small painted stone. It showed a bird, wings spread wide. I paint these and leave them around the city. Some people love them. Some people probably throw them away. I used to need everyone to love them. Now I paint them because I love to paint. Take this. Let it remind you. Birds don't ask permission to fly. Maya held the stone in her hand, feeling its smooth weight. How do I start? How do I stop caring? You don't stop caring completely, the woman corrected. You start choosing whose opinions matter. The people who truly love you, they want you to soar, not shrink. Everyone else, they're extras in your movie. Honey, you're the director. Start making decisions based on what makes your soul feel alive, not what makes strangers feel comfortable. Maya left the cafe as the rain stopped. The stone was in her pocket. Something had shifted. The week she did something small but terrifying. She wore a yellow dress she had bought 2 years ago but never worn to bright, to happy, too much. Her heart pounded as she walked into the office. A coworker glanced at her and said, "Wow, old choice." The old Maya would have died inside, would have never worn it again. But the new Maya heard the elderly woman's voice. They were holding up a mirror to their own fears. She smiled and said simply, "Thank you, I love it." 3 words. 3 words that meant, "I choose me." In the next meeting, when an idea came to her, she felt the familiar fear rise. What will they think? But then she asked a different question. What do I think? She raised her hand. She spoke. Her voice shook, but her words were clear. Not everyone agreed with her idea. One person even smirked. But 2 people nodded thoughtfully, and her boss said, "Let's explore that further." Maya realized something profound that day. When she stopped trying to please everyone, she stopped pleasing no one. By being herself, imperfect, authentic, real, she connected with the people who mattered, the others, the ones who judged. They faded into the background where they belonged. 3 months later, Maya started her small business from her apartment. She posted about it online. Some people congratulated her. Some people said nothing. One distant relative commented, "Seems risky, don't you think?" The old Maya would have spiraled, would have questioned everything. The new Maya remembered, "They're telling you their story, not yours." She responded with a heart emoji and moved on, because she had finally learned the truth. You could spend your whole life trying to please everyone and end up pleasing no one, including yourself. Or you could please yourself and find your people along the way. So the next time you find yourself frozen by the question, "What will they think?" remember, Maya. Remember that everyone judging you is also being judged. Remember that their criticism is their mirror, not your truth. The people who matter will love you for who you are. The people who don't matter, they're too busy worrying about what others think of them. You have one life, one beautiful, unrepeatable chance to be yourself. Stop performing for an audience that's not even watching. Stop dimming your light for people who are afraid of their own darkness. The bird doesn't ask permission to fly, neither should you. Your story, your real story, begins the moment you decide. Their opinions are heavy, but my freedom is priceless. What will you choose? Those who judge you are also being judged. Their criticism reflects their fears, not your truth. If you're scared of everyone's opinions, you're giving everyone your power. Stop performing for people who weren't even watching. Start living for the person looking back at you in the mirror.